Hello and welcome to episode 404 of the Daily Sales Message Podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. And I'm trying not to become a game show host, radio host kind of voice, but I kind of did that just then, so sorry about that. In today's episode, we're talking about three tiny sales habits that I use and you can use to sell more. So three simple things. Sometimes they're every day, sometimes they're just little things that run in the background, but they're very simple and straightforward that you can do to help you to sell more stuff. The first one is something which I call a safety net check. A safety net check. Every Friday, I'll sit down, I'll look back at my diary across the week. I'll look at my diary, I spoke to those people, did this, did that, etc., etc. Oh, hang on a minute. I didn't get a reply from John, James, whoever. Didn't get a reply from that person, didn't do this, didn't do that. It's amazing how many conversations fall by the wayside and drop away. So a safety net check at the end of the week, you can look at everything that you did, look at your follow-up actions, what you're supposed to do, etc., and tie up those loose ends and make sure we don't lose anything. That's why it's a safety net, so nothing falls through the safety net. We make sure we capture as much as we can. That's the first one. The second one is measuring what I call client speed. Client speed. So the first time I meet somebody, I make a note, or as a potential buyer at least, I make a note of the date when I met that person, and if and when they buy from me, I make a note, of course, of when I've invoiced them and they've paid me. That gives me a length of time from meeting somebody to working with them, and that's client speed. So I know how long it takes me on average to convert somebody. It's been consistently around 10 to 12 weeks on average since I started my business, but knowing that helps me to realize that all the work I do today is actually going to pay me in 10 to 12 weeks time if I meet somebody today, and the stuff from 10 to 12 weeks ago should be coming through now, kind of thing. So safety net check, client speed. And the last one, and if you've ever listened to my podcast before, if you know me, you'll know I'm obsessed with these things, but I ask for recommendations on LinkedIn. So I ask for proof, feedback, testimonials. I share my goal with people at the time of recording. So at the time of writing, I'm not writing anything. At the time of recording, my goal is to have 1,000 LinkedIn recommendations. I'm in the mid 500s at the moment because my previous goal was 500. But I'll reach out to past clients and say, look, I'm trying to hit 500, trying to hit 1,000. Please could you leave a recommendation? There we go. But I make that a habit, a regular thing. So those are the three habits. A safety net check to make sure you don't lose any potential business and you tie up all your loose ends. Measure your client speed so you know exactly how long it takes you to convert, and ask for feedback, ask for reviews, because those recommendations to me, those 500 plus LinkedIn recommendations, are worth an awful lot of money to me in terms of a closing tool. It's proof that I can do what I claim to be able to do. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. Tomorrow, size doesn't matter. It's all right. Size doesn't really, of course it matters. Size matters greatly, and I'll explain why in tomorrow's episode, why size matters, what we're talking about in a messaging context. Join me tomorrow in episode 405 for that. So thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. Doing a double outro here. Thank you for listening and watching all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you tomorrow for hopefully a slightly more polished edition of the Daily Sales Message.